Overall, what did you think of the budget? If you had to give the minister out of 10 as the highest, where
4.
would 4?
Yeah, man. Because
4?
we need to.
Bless up, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Isabel Rose. And in this one, new Jamaica's U.S. ambassador appointed, as well as a Ralston Iman economist grades Fayval Williams' budget presentation and highlights from the opposition spokesperson on finance, Julian Robinson's presentation today, as well as Mark Golding reacts to a proposal made by Fayval Williams. Stay tuned for the details at hand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Notification shout out goes to Chelsea Clinton. Big up yourself, Chelsea. Thanks for the continued support from each and every one. So, kicking off the first segment, a quick update. We learned that Audrey Marks, who is the ambassador from Jamaica to the United States, will be stepping away from her post this month end, and we heard that there would have been an announcement to who will be the successor of that post. And today we learned that Antony Anderson is appointed the ambassador to the United States. And Antony Anderson, as we know, was the former commissioner of police in Jamaica. And if y'all notice that I did this video 7 months ago when I was given the information that he would have been tipped off and that she was supposed to, leave office or basically resign from the post from last year. But I guess, we know so them a watch way. I guess because, we get the tip off why them never do it from last year. But I'm going to drop that link again in the comment section so you can look and listen. I broke that news 7 months ago. But go ahead and drop in the comment section and tell me what you think of him being appointed. So no matter how them finish them tenure in a one post, them find other posts to put them. And more money them want per money. What about other people where suitable and basically have the educational background to fit them posts here? My God. Anyhow, in this segment, we see in economist Ralston Hyman basically grading the whole budget presentation laid out by Finance Minister Fayval Williams. And he said that he gave her a 4 out of 10. So she basically feel right there, so. And his reason she didn't touch on certain points as it pertains to the whole procurement issue and how they will grow the economy to benefit the people of Jamaica. And he sat down in an interview with members from the TVJ. So big up to TVJ for this footage. But take a listen.
The budget, 949.5 billion of tax revenues. Explain that.
Okay. Well, the minister said the budget is 1.26 trillion. It's going to be financed 949 billion in tax revenues, 4.9 billion in capital revenues, 139.8 billion in non-tax revenues, 5.6 billion in grants.
Yep.
That's on the income side.
5.9 in grants, but yeah.
Yep. On the expenditure side, 917 billion in non-debt expenditure, 855 billion in recurrent expenditure, 354.9 billion in programs, 495.8 billion in salaries, public sector compensation. Now, the 949 billion in tax revenues implies additional revenues of 50 billion thereabouts. That's about 5%. Inflation at 5% will take care of that. So that's not a problem. Yeah. So the revenue side of the budget, not a problem. What we're looking at now is how you use the revenues. So the minister spoke about the capital budget. One of the things that we're expected to hear from the minister is what, Madam Speaker, we're going to also focus on dealing with the procurement problem. Because what we have been seeing consistently, even under the former finance minister, Nigel Clark, they always underspend the capital budget and tell us that the problem is related to the procurement process. Now, if you don't spend your capital budget, you're not going to be able to accelerate economic growth.
Fair enough.
The capital budget is a budget that we use for our roads, our schools,
Fair
and
enough.
all of those things.
Overall, what did you think of the budget? If you had to give the minister out of 10 as the highest, where
4.
would 4?
Yeah, man. Because we need to, Jamaica is right now in a recession. The rest of the global economy is slowing down because of the policies being...
Why 4? Why 4?
Because it never covered the areas that it should cover. We need a growth strategy now.
So because you're listening for that growth strategy, which is an important area of focus,
Yeah.
that for you has essentially given her a failing presentation grade?
Yeah, man, because she never addressed the issues that are important.
No
When you
new
look at
taxes for 2025, 2026? No new taxes? What do you think about?
Well, no new taxes. Yeah, one of the things that the people of Jamaica have become used to, because of the low level of economic intelligence, is that they only see taxes when the minister goes to parliament and says, we are going to have a new tax category. But the fact of the matter is that they are paying more taxes. The government is going to collect over 50 billion more in taxes.
How?
So I told you,
Right.
inflation. Yeah, so when the cost of the goods and services go up, 15% GCT on $115 is more than 15% on $100.
Right.
So the indirect taxes, that is how you collect taxes. So you don't have to name a new tax category.
But doesn't that inflation still affect how the government expenditure overall too? Because Jamaican inflation doesn't exist in a vacuum.
No, that's the point I'm making.
Right.
That's the point I'm making. So what we want, that's why we talk about growth. We're talking about real GDP. A lot of people, even the analysts, don't know the difference between real GDP and nominal GDP. Nominal GDP is GDP before the subtraction of what we call the GDP deflator. That's producer and consumer inflation.
Right.
So right now, real GDP is projected at 3.48 trillion. Nominal GDP. Real GDP is only $799 billion. So we need to grow real GDP if we are going to improve the quality of life of our people.
And that is what you were hoping the minister would have.
So we need a growth strategy. Yeah, the way the condition that the world is in now, we also need to know how is it that we're going to export more, because that's a big problem.
You said you gave her 4. Give me the areas that you thought she hit the nail right on the head, if there were any areas like that in your opinion.
Well, in terms of some of the revenue measures, in terms of the reduction of the tax on dividend to external parties.
You were impressed with that?
Yeah, well, I mean, those things, yeah. But we want to see big ticket items. The growth forecast in the budget is 1% per annum for the next 4 years. So you're moving from recession to stagnation. That's not going to help the Jamaican people.
So you were not impressed overall?
No, we need a growth strategy at this time. We have been doing fiscal consolidation, that's another point. We have been doing fiscal consolidation, that's another point. We have been doing fiscal consolidation for 13 years, not for 10 years since the JLP was in power. This thing started under Peter Phillips and Portia Simpson Miller. We need to remind the country about that. The whole process of fiscal prudence and fiscal consolidation. When we re-engage, I am a foundation member of the Economic Program Oversight Committee that was formed under Peter Phillips in May of 2013. This is when that process started. So the people of Jamaica has been undergoing this fiscal consolidation process for years. So we need to grow now. That's what we're talking about. And the international economy on which we depend is slowing down. The remittance flows that we depend on to pay for the exports, they're slowing down. 2.85 billion for the first 10 months of last year. Under Trump, they're going to slow even more.
Also, we've seen Fayval Williams laying out that they would have basically raised the income tax threshold to 2 million in a 3-year phase, to which, when it boiled down, an average worker would have gotten a $2,000 increase per month on their salary. And so the opposition finance spokesperson, Julian Robinson, basically asked in Parliament today where she would get that pro box to buy. The people of his constituency wants to know.
You know, on my way here from last night, my constituents have been inundating me. From last night to today, they have asked me to say to you, to ask you, Minister, from last night to today, they want to know where they can get the Pro Box that costs $2,000 per month. That if you put it aside, where they can buy that Pro Box. Because they say they want that Pro Box. that when you put aside $2,000 a month for 3 months, you can pay down on that Pro Box. So they've asked me to ask you because they are ready to buy that Pro Box. So I want to ask the minister, please tell me where that Pro Box is.
To which ABR family, after she sat down with Dion Jackson Miller, underneath the post we seen opposition leader Mark Golding in the comment section, and he reacted to her statement with one of them emoji there. Like, him a wonder to himself, how that a ever happen. 2,000 per month for 3 years, 72,000 Jamaican dollars. And yet still the minister is saying the people can pay down upon a little Pro Box. Now the people I put out some little toy Pro Box because that's the only Pro Box that the money they can pay down upon, or that the money they can buy. Nevertheless, some highlights from the budget presentation from the opposition spokesperson, Julian Robinson, and they vow to basically have a flat water rate for elder Jamaicans. And we know the bills, water, high, light bill, basically a kill people, plus inflation of food, goods and services overall. And this is a very good initiative to cap it. One flat rate. So if we say, all right, them are going to make them use X amount per month and just cap it at that. Once them use up that for the month, them know say, I eat that. But one flat rate is a very good idea. We're seeing this current government touting that, PNP mash up the economy, and they're going around spewing all kind of, lies and propaganda, speaking against even former Prime Minister PJ Patterson, saying that he didn't do anything in his 18 years. Then why would the people be voting or giving him 3 terms right behind one another if he didn't do anything? And so Julian stated Andrew Holness and his government cannot claim paternity for fixing the economy. If they try to claim paternity, we would call it a jacket. And if you did the DNA would say, Anofi him pickney, a PNP pickney. Salute to PNP. PNP did so much for the economy. No growth under this government. The only little growth we them have was 0.01%. That is nothing at all. And the budget that the finance minister read out in her budget presentation 2 days ago is not for the average Jamaicans, or for the elites and the richer class of people. Now, having heard all of this, ABR family, I would love to hear from you. Tell me what you think of her presentation out of 10. Want to drop a grade in the comment section for Fayval Williams, and tell me what you think of the little highlights that I outline as it pertains to Julian Robinson. Talk up, people. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel on the road to 30K and beyond. Help me to get there. Get this video to at least 6,000 likes. Please and thanks. Share it out. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.